Hey, Bill here with 30 Minute Woodshop. Thanks for joining. Today, I'm going to show you how to build a bourbon display stand. Really, it's nothing more than a set of steps that are going to go on top of a credenza so my friend can show off all his various types of bourbons. So keep watching and I'll show you how to do this. Okay, first thing we need to do is we need to get this over on the jointer and get this thing jointed so I can have at least one good edge. I'm going to rip this into a 3-foot long piece, and then I'm going to split that into two 4-inch wide chunks. That'll give me the tops of the shelves, and then I'll worry about making the backers and sides immediately thereafter. Let's make some noise. Saw it set up at 4 inches. Got the blade depth set up properly. I've got my outfeed taken care of, so let's make some noise. Okay, I have my shelves cut, I have my two front pieces cut. I'm going to have to cut the sides, but for right now, what I need to do is sand the front edges of these to get off any marks. So okay, the bulk of the parts are already cut. My filler pieces in front and my shelves. I still have to cut the two end pieces, but I thought I'd do a quick dry fit to see how it's going to look, along with the whiskey bottles, so you can kind of get a feel for what that's going to look like on his credenza. So I think that's going to be pretty good. All the bottles fit nice and I won't say tight, but it's a perfect size for these bottles. Yeah, the Talmatin is probably about the biggest one you're going to get. So it should be pretty good. All I have to do is cut the ends, decide on what kind of finish to put on it, glue it up, and we're ready to rock. Well, I'm working without plans, so I'm doing these multiple dry fits and setups just to make sure I get everything right. But as you can see here, everything's looking really good. I have to do some trim back here. I'm leave a 16th inch overhang on all sides just to give a little bit of a shadow line. And hey, it's looking pretty good. Really all I do now is a couple trims, some glue up, sanding, and I'm ready to go. So instead of sanding, I decided to use my block plane to knock these corners off. It only takes a few quick passes with a sharp block plane to give a really nice soft edge to that. And the same here. You notice I'm attacking it at a 45-degree angle. Both this way and this way. I'm going to finish off with a little bit of sandpaper just to make sure, but there we are. Now let's think about finish. The fellow I'm doing this for wants it to be a kind of a medium dark cherry. So I'm going to have to go play around with some finishes on one of my spare pieces over here just to try and get the kind of color I think he's looking for. Something on the order of a dark bourbon. So I'll be back. Well, I got the stain on. Actually, I'm using this Minwax Golden Pecan on top of this cherry, and it's turned out, I think, exactly the color that the fellow that I'm doing this for wants it. So, just a little bit more here, and I think we're really, I think we got it. So, he was looking for something that was darker than a whiskey, but lighter than an Old Scout, if you know what that is. So this should be exactly where he wants it at. So let this stuff dry off. Come back, put a couple coats of polyurethane on it, and it'll be ready for whiskey. Well, the whiskey shelf is done. All I'm doing now is buffing out the second coat of paste wax. I'm using this Johnson's paste wax just to give it the last coat of protection here. Buff it out a little, and tell you what, I'm really happy with the way this thing turned out. Looks really good. Imagine this behind your bar. Whiskey's sitting up there. Couple levels, easy for people to see and easy for you to grab. One of those pieces that you can make yourself. Be really proud of doing it and show it off. By the way, make sure you always sign your work. In my case, you might not be able to see this, but I burned my name right here. I do have a branding iron. I suggest you get one of those too. Matter of fact, I'll put a link in the bottom where you can get one. Always sign your work, folks. Because you know something? 50 to 100 years from now, someone else is going to have this, and they're going to go, where did that come from? It came from great-grandpa or great-grandma. So keep that in mind. So it's looking good. There's links in the bottom here to a number of things. Tools I use, if you want to explore those. It's a link to my blog, which actually gives you a short drawing for this or a sketch, so you can take a look at that. It's pretty easy to do, but there are a couple little tricks to it. Not much, but I'll tell you what, make this thing, put it in the back of your bar. You'll really be able to brag about it every time someone comes over for a drink. So hey, on that note, please hit like and subscribe. I really appreciate that. It helped me out a lot. And until next time, hey, good making.